Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Gamer Muscle YouTube channel, where we find ourselves in the mini rallycross car, front wheel drive, 600 horses of power I believe, and a couple of other rallycross cars. I have to say, I am really enjoying the rallycross components of Project Cars 2, which is a surprise because you know I wasn't really expecting it to be that good. I thought it was going to be just a weird add-on, but it's actually really quite enjoyable. Now, we've got a beautiful lady over there. Hello. Nice coat. Don't know why she's holding her hands like that, but she's welcome to come inside my rally car anytime she would like to, but she doesn't appear to be that interested. That said, let's get on with the driving. There's only 6 cars in rallycross. That's just how rallycross works. And I've not driven this car before, so this should be interesting. We're going to be using the old flappy paddles to change gear. Ooh, trying to avoid him. The old flappies to change gear, and we've got a sequential shifter for handbrake, just a binary handbrake. Now, this car has absolutely... Whoa, calm down, Boris. This car has absolutely absurd power. Just look at it hook up. And I'm pretty sure it's just a front-wheel drive car. It's not all-wheel drive like the other rallycross cars. Absolutely mental. But what I am noticing is when it comes to lateral grip, when you start loading up the side of the tyres, it has absolutely no grip at all. Let's do the Joker since we're already here. Basically, it's a front-wheel drive shopping trolley, but as far as front-wheel drive shopping trolleys go, pretty good fun. Oh dear. Now, I definitely think, because I am driving the press version of the game, I have noticed some of the AI paths don't seem finished on some of the tracks, and I think this might be one of the cases as well, because the AI seems to be a bit slow in places. Totally sideways through there. Opposite lock on the wheel, but we got away with it. Oh, it's so hard to line things up and be smooth. And of course, the smoother you are, the faster you'll go. But this car has so much power, it just wants to go sideways, especially as soon as you get on the dirt. It's a hovercraft. This is going to be absolutely fantastic to race with people online. Not sure how the online ranking system is going to work with the rallycross, because, oh dear, a bit too sideways out there. Because with the rallycross, you're bound to have lots of car contacts, so maybe I'll have a separate licensing mode for the rallycross. That would make sense. Look at this steering wheel at 360 degrees just to collect the vehicle. Whoa! Hopefully I'm keeping my head steady enough for the video, but I can imagine it's bouncing all over the place, simply due to me having to rocket my hands around the force feedback wheel. And of course, we are using the SW20, which is a direct drive servo wheel. So, granted, it's not putting out the full 20 Newton meters of torque for this race. I've actually turned the power down to about 60%, and I'm running the force feedback lower in game. But even with that, this is still running about 3 times stronger than a TSPC race, and probably about 4 or 5 times stronger than, say, a T300. Oh no, I've gone too far. I've got damage turned off though, I think, so we're okay. Yeah, I do have damage turned off. I think with the damage on, that would have been the end of the race. I mean, this car is brutal. I'd actually say this Mini is harder to drive than the RX Lights. Oh, just because of how surprisingly nippy it is. But I'm loving how you know, you can really subtly balance the car with the brake and the throttle, and even though it's a front wheel drive car, oh, it actually just pulls itself out of the corner. You point the steering wheel, put your foot on the accelerator, There it goes. Oh, it's the back again. Oh no, that's terrible. We're going to need to work on our rear end control around that corner. I think we just have to go into it really gentle. To the back we go. And you see, got dust building up on the windscreen. This is the last lap and we've just relegated ourselves to last position. Not the most successful of rallycross races, I have to say. Oh my god, the back of this car. It's more active than a marketing call centre. Just can't keep it in. Look at that, even just on the brake there, it's flying around. And then up here. Oh, gee, I thought I was last. Yes, this is difficult to say the least. I wonder if the windscreen wiper will clear the dust off the windscreen. Apparently not. Well, that wasn't the most successful of races, but it was certainly good fun. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the race centre and race central. We'll pick a different track. I'll go to a different rallycross car. I think that Mini's a little bit funky at the moment. Good fun nonetheless, but a little bit funky. Maybe it's just a case of needing a bit more practice at it. Let's go. I think I'll go for the Rallycross light cars actually again. They seem to be the best in this press build of the game. The Rally light cars. Oh shit! Sort by class. Here we go. Let me just go to Rallycross here. This is really nice actually. How you can pick cars in the game by sorting by class. So instead of just browsing through them, because the game has 250,000 vehicles. You know, you can just do this and you're good. Oh, we've got a vintage RX. Well, there we go. That's decided for us. Rallycross of Le Hec. Okay, off to France. Let's do that. That sounds good to me. I've not even tried it. I don't know if the AI paths work on this, but let's go for it. AI 93. I'll turn their aggression down a touch. And so we're going to be trying the Escort RS 1600 Rallycross at Le Hec. Why not? Standing start. There we go. Fantastic. This should be interesting. I would expect, because this is an older vehicle, to be a little bit more lumbersome and a little less rocket ship like compared to the modern rallycross cars that are they are absolutely bananas. So good, you know, when you pop your VR headset on and you're actually in the car. Amazing. So take it for granted. You play VR games for a while and you're like, oh, that's normal. And then you put on monitor and you're like, oh my god, this is incredible. Oh, there you go, yes. Oh, that's more. That's certainly a lot more refined compared to the Mini. Oh, it's super stable. Yeah, this has way less power. Let's just do the Joker and get it out of the way. That's quite a lot of grip actually on this tarmac section. Whoop! Hold it into the corner. Okay, maybe went a bit too far with that slide. Oh no! Oh sorry! Ah! Okay. Yeah, this is I'd say this would be a perfect rallycross car to actually begin with. This is even better than the rallycross lights in terms of not appearing to be driving in fast forwards. Really nice, forgivable, wide slip. Okay, the postman decided to interrupt our race session. That's something that happens quite often, you know, when you're in your rallycross car mid-race. Postman knocks on the door, and you have to get the post in through the roll cage. Let's resume. Let's hope the wheels are the right way round. Here we go. Oh, we're in the wrong gear. There we go. First gear, and we're back in the race. Packets secured in the back seat. The helicopter just flying overhead. So yeah, as I was saying, this is a really nice introduction car to rallycross, I think. Nice. Look at the dirt flicking up from these cars in front. Oh, he's lost it on the curb in there. You could totally just chuck the car in and then dab the brake and just hook the back round. It has a really forgiving initial slip, this car. This is sort of first 10 or so degrees of angle once you start drifting, but then it does actually, look, pops out more aggressively. I guess the wheels sort of can rotate more freely. Oh, should we get past him on the inside? This is a fantastic track as well. Unlike the other rallycross tracks, this has a good deal of space to it, so it's not quite as as hairy as the other tracks. I think that's one of the issues in some ways with some of the rally tracks, because they're so narrow. Effectively, as I was saying in the previous video, only a tiny bit wider than go-kart tracks. It can actually be really hard to overtake, and they almost sort of force you to actually crash into other cars to make the overtake happen. It's not, you know, you can't just get the car up the inside. You really do have to barge your way through, which, I mean, that's obviously by design. It makes for a nice spectacle sport, but for online racing and driving games, I think that's one of the problems with Dirt Rally, the rallycross and that online. You could end up with some rather big argy-bargy moments. Add in funky netcode and it can be a bit unpredictable, but this track, it's got enough space to actually make moves, I think. Oh, there we go, hooking it up nicely. That's nice how the back comes out a bit as well. You get a bit of lift off oversteer once you've turned in. Holding the angle. Oh, awesome. I love the off-road racing in this. Just driving cars sideways, I think, is always fun. Oh, got a left wheel on the dirt there, and the car not wanting to turn around the corner. Oh dear, I do hope I'm holding my head steady enough for you guys so you're not throwing up. It's so hard when you're getting these angles and then trying to catch the steering. Let's link up these drifts. Oh, come on, go on. Let's get the... Oh, no, I've gone too far. We've got a camera overhead watching us. Whoops, wrong way. So in some ways, you really want to be using a H pattern to drive this car, but then you need a separate handbrake, which unfortunately we don't have. He's walled it. Oh, I'd say the dirt has sort of a quarter of the grip that the tarmac has, but you can actually, you know, you can feel that transition there quite clearly. It makes it reasonably intuitive, and you see now I'm actually calming things down a bit. He says, going totally sideways into the corner, but it's kind of up to you how aggressively you drive it. And I think the calmer you are with it, the more you work with the vehicle, the better lap times you will get from it. As they definitely haven't finalised the AI pass on this circuit. As we go into the crowd. You want to watch some motorsport? Here's a car right in your face. Absolutely fantastic. That's the rallycross of Lohek. Lohek. yeah, the path's clearly not done. But I really can't wait for the either for us to get a review copy of the game, or the a proper review copy, or the actual retail version of the game, so we can drive the rallycross properly and drive it in multiplayer. 'Cause I think that's just going to be really good fun. Just overtaking cars sideways, because drifting in driving sims is really fun to do, but you can just go on like public servers, you do a bit side by side drifting with friends and stuff, but it's a bit disorganised. There's no real structure to it. Whereas with rallycross, obviously you're not trying to get wicked sick angles for points, or it's not as chilled out, it's a different thing, but you end up with the sort of, a combination of drifting with racing, which is really good fun. And hopefully there'll be enough activity, and Project Cars 2 will be popular enough that you'll actually get active rallycross driving. Whereas, as I say, the only other driving game with rallycross in it is Dirt Rally, but it is a Dirt 4. But they're not particularly active online. You can only replay them if you arrange something with your friends. So hopefully Project Cars 2 Rallycross will be active online. That would be actually superb. And as I say, it'll be really interesting to see what they do with the ranking system and how that works with Rallycross. Because if it actually has a skill level that applies to Rallycross as well, and you end up with skilled Rallycross races, that'll be even better. But on that note, I'm going to end this video here so that you don't all die of old age. We'll jump back into some more VR racing soon. But definitely click the subscribe button, like or dislike if you disliked it. Apologies for those of you that don't like the VR shaky cam head cam view, but it's the best way to play the game, so it's how I'm going to be doing most of the videos from now on. Sorry, but it's just the way it is. Until the next one, guys, I'm off for a cup of coffee, and we'll have another Project Cars 2 and some Assetto course and some other sim videos up very soon. Until then, goodbye.